Alright, this is like the 2.0 version of my aspect ratio restraint, which is my original idea, by the way. I came up with that myself without any help from any corporation. Anyways, we have a scale type now. Default is fit container. And what you'll notice is that if I shrink this down, on the dominant axis right now is the height, but if I shrink this down, it will shrink it down with the container. So it will always keep the same aspect ratio, but it will make sure not to go over the size of the container. And then you have max size, which you'll notice it got smaller there, and that's because the size offset here is 150 on the x-axis. So this will stay 150 even if you shrink it, because it's not trying to fit the container, it's just trying to fit the size. But if you shrink the y-axis, you'll notice it doesn't do anything, and then it does something once it gets to the small area. But once it gets to 150, it will just stay there, because that is the max size on the x. If I were to set this to 1, then it just won't care. It will just go through. In fact, I could set this to 0, and it will shrink the it will do the same thing fit container would, but we can just ignore that. Then you have finally you have no limit, and this will basically just give it no limit. I mean, you can see that the image size is above 150. It will just ignore the subordinate axis and only focus on the dominant axis. So this subordinate axis doesn't really do much at all. It just you can set it to 0, in fact, and it won't do anything. So yeah, that's about it. I noticed a glitch here that causes it to sometimes not update its aspect ratio, though I don't think that's my fault. It does seem to work most of the time. I think for some reason the texture got disposed, so we'll have to find a fix for that. But other than that, it seems mostly ready to ship. I think the icon's nice. I got everything working. Yeah, well, that's it.